Entrepreneurship Week is a regional movement celebrating entrepreneurs and promoting entrepreneurship. We promote entrepreneurship as a tool to be used for starting and growing a business, as well as for stimulating creativity and innovation in the minds of our people. We hope to inspire all people to become more entrepreneurial, hence boosting productivity. This video showcases some of the CARICOM region's agripreneurs. The myth that young people are not interested in agriculture is just that, a myth. It also showcases organizations which have been working to support agripreneurs with entrepreneurship and personal development tools, techniques, strategies, tactics, and mindsets. Caribbean Entrepreneurship Week, making entrepreneurship contagious in this region.
My name is Floyd Thomas, and I'm from the beautiful island of Grenada. The name of my company is called The Source of Eden, which is geared towards the cultivating of source of fruit trees for the fruits and leaf products. The business idea is to cultivate 15,000 source of plants on 50 acres of land. 300 plants on every acre with a spacing of 12 feet by 12 feet in a square. These plants will be maintained and sustained by the use of 100% organic manure, which would be derived from local poultry farms. There are many health benefits of source of fruits and leaves. For instance, the leaves can be used to treat kidney problems, heal skin eruptions, and get rid of head lice. The targeted customers are locals living in both rural and urban areas, mainly through the means of supermarkets and restaurants, and customers in regional and international countries such as Trinidad, America, and England, through the MNIB and Summer Limited. My competitors are K&S Supplies and All Local, which are located within a 1-mile radius. They provide the same products and services, mainly selling them to food traffickers and locals as well. In order to establish this business, it would require a total startup cost of the amount of $417,000 US. This is the end of my brief presentation. I thank you.
Seafood, meats, etc. I feel I don't remember.
Introducing Tech for Agri, the web series made by Youth for Youth that features innovation, technology, successes, and the people behind today's agricultural world. The intention is to provide an interesting information service centered on tools and methods that can assist agri-youth in their entrepreneurial activities and general know-how. What makes this idea different? The web series will be entirely shot and edited using mobile devices and apps, what is referred to as mobile and drone journalism. This means we can undertake efficient news and information gathering with less investment dollars, ensure high impact via the production of mobile-enabled content, facilitate quality production, and ensure personal storytelling to our audience. How does this relate to hunger and malnutrition? To end these problems, many solutions are generated, all of which have something in common. These ideas need time, investment, and someone to implement them, ensuring they succeed and ridding the world of these problems forever. Who will do this? The answer is simple: agri-youth. They are the ones through their various careers and chosen fields of study who battle hunger and malnutrition now, tomorrow, and in the distant future. Acting as a support service, we seek to support and motivate the agri-youth who will take on the hunger and malnutrition challenges of the world using ingenuity and technology. Our web series is engaging new age journalism that is visual, uplifting, and focused on relatable stories for those involved in agriculture, while still remaining informative to assist them in their endeavors, which can lead to the solutions which will end hunger and malnutrition. We hope to invest in agri-youth now for a better tomorrow.
I'm Duhaji Jennings, founder of Dadabees, and I would just like to tell you a little bit about this small business. It started about 9 years ago. I was a student at the University of the West Indies, and I realized that when I finished my studies, more than likely I would not be placed in a job, so I decided to create my own. Now the brand Dadabees, it's really taken from my grandfather. His picture is the logo, or his face is the logo, and he was a beekeeper. You know, as a young child I grew up seeing him in his bees. He only had a few hives. He was a small beekeeper at the time, but that is where the interest grew for me. Dadabees started with actually 5 boxes of bees, and it has now grown tremendously over these 9 years. We now are able to sell other colonies of bees, upwards of 100 colonies per month. Now this means that we are one of the largest beekeeping operations in the island of Jamaica. Our main products are, of course, honey. We also do bee pollen. We do propolis tinctures. We make other equipment for beekeepers, and we also provide other farming machinery and manufacturing machinery to small manufacturers across the island. Currently, we are located here in St. James, one of the parishes in Jamaica. It has its own setup, its own space for operation, which we are planning to expand shortly. And you can find our products, especially in hotels, because I sell to middlemen wholesale who then sell it to the hotels. And our products are known for quality. Our service is really honest, you know, and we try to maintain that quality and honesty just as my grandfather was known for back in his days. I'm showing you one of our operations, and we call here the nursery because this is where we start small colonies for sale to other farmers and to increase our honey or pollen or wax productive hives, right? So as you can see, this is a nursery behind me, and at this current setup we have 141 new colonies to be sent out at a later date. All that are here are already sold, and we then bring in new small colonies to let them grow again. So it's 141 here, and it is really close to where our main operation is in terms of the facility, so we can always keep an eye on these young colonies. Here is a container that we have, and that container it keeps our equipment, and we're going to take a walk now to the honey house where I was before. This is our small woodwork shop. The guys are not in yet, it's a bit early here. And we are currently making pollen traps. So these are the pieces pre-cut to make 100 new pollen traps, right? We're one of the few producers of frames, beeswax frames, and they're made from a strong, durable wood called cedar. So thank you for your time. Thank you for spending a little time for us to be able to show you our little setup. Behind me is the honey house, and that's where we do most of our production. We are now going to be increasing our production to not just beekeeping products, but we are launching into coconut oil, coconut water, and a few other products.
The team behind Renee's Sensations comprises of 3 individuals: Kalana Charles, the hustler; Marisha Jeremiah, the designer; Gary Steele, the techie. With my guidance, we were able to set up a 4-month action plan and charted the course towards the achievements of these goals. Kalana Charles, the hustler, whose background is in marketing and business management, was able to put together a marketing plan for the remainder of the year. She secured a very important market with the Sandals Luxury Resort and was instrumental in redesigning the website, which is now on schedule for completion within the next 2 weeks. She's also used her graphic designing skills to design a new user-friendly market research questionnaire. Marisha Jeremiah, my designer, with his vast knowledge in retail sales and product development, was the brainchild behind the redesigning of the label. He also shared some valuable suggestions regarding product placement and display. We were therefore able to secure a prime spot at the leading supermarket in Grenada, which saw an increase in our sales. Suggestions for promotions were also forthcoming from him, and we are now getting ready to launch a Facebook promotion within the coming week. He also dutifully manages the financial aspect of the business and keeps an ardent check on all expenses. Gary Steele, my techie, was able to redesign the workshop, making it more effective. He was able to establish a functioning production line and created an inventory spreadsheet that we use to keep track of our raw materials. He also implemented a low stock cutoff for the retail outlet and was responsible for the setting up of the storefront. Before the team was implemented, there was a bit of chaos and little direction. Our biggest challenge was getting through to the gatekeepers at the hotels and boutiques. Right now, we have the inventory, product placement, and marketing under control.
Aaron Watson from Honeybees Apiary in Jamaica. Why did I want to start this particular business? I wanted to start this particular business because I actually loved beekeeping. Since I was growing up, I've always liked the idea of producing my own products. I kind of not wanted to be strapped on by an everyday 9 to 5. And I decided to do urban beekeeping because I'm an urban child, and therefore it is one of the things that I want, one of the areas that I wanted to look at, urban development, because I knew hardly anything about the rural context, having grown up in an urban context. One of the persons I would say that is my mentor right now is Dr. Marcia Brandon. Funny enough, because she has given me advice on a lot of things. She's basically looking out for me in terms of sending me project ideas, giving me feedback on how I can do personal development as well as business development. So I think what she has to say is very crucial in that sphere because she's worked with youth and young people. I'm interested in doing export, but my business right now is in the startup phase, so I'm not doing export just yet. Funny enough, thanks to a program that Marcia actually referred me to, which I was successful in getting onto the group of interns for this year. So I'm doing a lot of stuff and with this business right now, and funny enough, one of the camera person that I'm actually helping to take this video is one of the persons I'm considering training in beekeeping. So I plan on actually doing a lot of work in youth development and community development. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Hi, good day. I'm Naomi. Welcome to Just Right Creations. Today I will be making a fresh batch of tamarind juice, just cool tamarind juice. So let's begin. Right. First of all, I have my freshly packaged tamarind here that I'm going to add to this bowl of boiling hot water. So let me open the tamarind. So you're just cutting it at the side. So I'm adding my tamarind to the boiling hot water now. Nice and fresh. Nice. Okay, so after this, I'm just going to take the whisk and use the whisk to agitate the tamarind a bit. I'm going to start beating it out so that I can get the seeds separated from the pulp. So I'm beating out and whisking the tamarind. As you can see, now we have this separation between the seed and the pulp so that we can use the pulp for the juice. Now I'm going to begin sieving using the sieve to separate the pulp and the tamarind seeds. So you get all natural fresh tamarind juice. Okay. So I'll just agitate the tamarind a bit again in the sieve. Beat it out so that you can get the taste of the tamarind. Right? So now I'm going to add the sugar. With the sugar that I have weighed out here, I'm going to add it to my pot of boiling hot water. Right? Just a hot spoon. Make sure that it's sanitized. And mix the sugar and the boiling hot water. Stir it up a bit. So now I'm going to put my syrup in the bowl, in the pot, the pasteurizer. Right, I'm going to put it in the pasteurizer. Just start dipping on the syrup. Here you can see we have the sieve over the pot so that no particles is able to go into the juice. Just keep adding syrup. So this is just the sugar and the water mixed in. So now I'm going to take the pot and begin pouring. we have all of the tamarind syrup. Shred on the water in the pot. Okay, so now what we're going to do is add the pulp that we have beaten out prior. We're going to add it to the mixture. Just follow it. So I'm going to take them out and begin dipping out the pulp and adding it to the juice, adding it to the syrup. So you see we have a nice fresh tamarind juice going in the syrup now. And just let a pot spoon and stir. Okay. Take the pot and add the rest of the pot.
Hi, so I'm Alpha Senon, the founder and executive director of a non-profit organization in Trinidad and Tobago called YFAM. YFAM means We Help Youth Farm. And what we are interested in growing future feeders and ensuring that there are people to feed us in the future. So our motto is growing future feeders from the ground up. Right now, I'm over here in Charlottesville, Virginia in the United States of America, attending a fellowship called the Young Leaders of America Initiative. And it's 250 young leaders from throughout the Caribbean and Latin America that was selected to attend this fellowship. My business, however, deals directly with getting young people excited, getting young people involved in agriculture on a really cool level. So we have created and invented the first food security superhero character called Agriman, and started with an Agriman Adventures comic book, and we are now heading into animation and an app for the smartphones. YFAM exists throughout the globe. We have been exciting young people throughout the globe to take up this challenge of feeding the world by 2050, and me being involved in the Thought for Food network called TFF. I'm one of the global ambassadors for Thought for Food, and I spread this message using Agriman around the globe. How do we feed the world by 2050? Using a lot of creativity and the art form, we have been successfully able to start the rebranding process of agriculture. Many young people on a daily basis throughout the Caribbean, throughout the globe actually, would write us and ask us for Agriman to come to their schools. How do I start up a production? So I believe that we have the tools to successfully change the way young people see agriculture, and the change is happening right now. I have several mentors. I must say I don't only have one mentor. Several people who would have coached me along the way. Professors at the university, entrepreneur leaders throughout the Caribbean, global entrepreneurs as well. Most notably, I would like to recognize Dr. Marcia Brandon. You know, she's one of those persons who stick with the young people throughout the region. I'd like to recognize the APP office in Trinidad and Tobago, which is under the the lead of Miss Diana Francis and Malcolm Wallace out of ICA office. You know, they really support this movement as well. And several other persons, you know, the University of the West Indies, my professor, the Dean of the Faculty, Dr. Wayne Gampat, Cardi office, you know, Thought for Food, you know, that they are one of the organizations that really allow us to think differently about agriculture. So any young person looking at this, you know, you all should get involved through Thought for Food. So as for international markets, we have successfully started Y-Farm in Rwanda, started Y-Farm in Haiti, started Y-Farm in Zambia, and we are now headed into Cameroon and into Kenya and Nigeria. So the word is spreading, and a lot of young people are getting involved, and AgriMan is a global tool. So, you know, as we celebrate this Global Entrepreneurship Week, I would like young people in the Caribbean to get involved, free your minds, further your passion, and take it to the next level. Don't just keep the idea in your pocket, but take it to the globe. There are young people, there are other people who's there willing to help you and help you take it forward. So don't be afraid, take up the challenge. Whatever your passion may be, just be the best you could be at it.
Crowded and untidy stands, product exposed to extreme weather conditions, time consuming, the lack of customer service, product information not being available, and more important, a very unpleasant environment. These are what customers experience while shopping in the local market for agricultural products. It can be very frustrating to customers as well as the vendors. The main choice of outlet is the open air environment, which is exposed to the elements of nature with little or no protection from the harsh weather conditions. Being in constant competition to obtain the attention and service of the vendors is a difficult task for the customer. At times, searching for one product is as difficult as finding a needle in a haystack because many vendors do not provide any form of uniformity in the display of their products. With limited space to showcase their products and a large number of persons shopping, the experience is very chaotic. This experience is drastically becoming a turnoff for shopping for agricultural products, as can be seen in this video. And this team would make shopping at the local agricultural market convenient from home. Learn, buy, sell online.
At Sugartown Wish List, we believe in utilizing crops to feed our nation. So when we began thinking of what we wanted to make of Sugartown Wish List, we looked at the food that grew around us and how it was being utilized, and we saw that although our people bought fresh food from our farmers, a lot of it went to waste because there just wasn't enough time to utilize it because of their schedules. And so we decided to make products from local foods that allowed our populace to use the ability to use food over a longer period of time and to still eat healthy. And so we started creating what we call condiments that aided in cooking, and bath and body products that also gave the added benefit of fresh foods and vitamins and antioxidants and all those lovely things that we need to stay healthy. And so this is how Sugartown Wish List became, and our two brands, Yaffine and Floreal, came about. Right now, we are serving the populace of St. Kitts, and we are also shipping to the neighboring islands such as St. Martin, Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad, Antigua, St. Lucia, and some of the US and Canada and into Europe. And so right now what we are doing is scaling our business so that we can better meet the demand for our products that keeps growing daily. Recently we started a street fair that we have been using to generate more interest into our product and to create a buzz. We have gotten them into the local supermarkets, 3 of them in fact, which is a great feat for us. And so we see that there is a need for our product. Our customers showing us that they want it, that they love it, especially our repeat customers who also send their friends and their family to us for consultations on what products they can use to aid in various issues they're having with their skin and their hair, and sometimes even with their diet. And so that is what Sugartown Wishes is about, helping to promote and to encourage and to empower a healthier nation, one customer at a time, one product at a time. We can be found online on Facebook, facebook.com/Florials for our food products, and facebook.com/Yaffine for our body hair and body products. We can also be found on Instagram at instagram.com/Yaffine, and on Twitter, twitter.com/Yaffine. As I said before, right now we're trying to scale, so we're looking for funding to enable us to do that. We have a few projects that we are working on at the moment, trying to raise funds for, and that is our hydroponic system. Because where we live, it's a natural agricultural belt, but we've been experiencing severe droughts here, and so we're looking into that system to sort of aid us, to help us to continue to be able to grow our foods. And so that's it. That's what Sugartown Wishes is about.